Okay, hey everyone, and welcome to our community connection. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Megan Milakovic. I am a diamond. My husband is a senior ruby, almost emerald, and we have been doing plexus now for almost 8 years. And so I'm really excited to just share with you guys tonight things that we have found to be really successful to help our business grow, especially when you have a large influx of new VIP customers, which a lot of you guys do. Plexus launched the cruise contest in September. And so you guys have done amazing sharing health, hope, and happiness with others. And so now it's like, okay, we have all of these people. What do we do with them? But before we dive into the nitty gritty and all that good stuff, we're going to do some celebrations. So drop in the chat a win that you guys have had for this week. And this kind of win, it does not have to be results based. It can be action based. Like, did you do something bold? Did you call a friend? Did you, whatever it is? I want to hear in the comments, and I'm going to read some of them. And then I'm going to have my friend Stacy share in just a minute. So go ahead, drop in the chat. Don't be quiet. Shout out some wins for you for this week. Go ahead and do that. And as you guys are doing that, I'll go back and read through a few of them. But I wanted to introduce you guys to my friend Stacy. Okay, she is a brand new Fast Start Gold. She actually double ranked this month. Fast Start Senior Silver and Fast Start Gold, which means that she made over $1,000 in her second month, which is huge, you guys. This has been happening all over the place on our teams. It is absolutely incredible. And she's never been on Zoom before. So this is her very first time being on Zoom. So drop some love in the chat for her because she is nervous. And I told her, you're just going to do it. And she said, I'm not ready. I want to listen to people. And I said, I don't care. You're getting on Zoom tonight. So if you know me and you've been on my team and I've ever made you do something like that, just drop it in the comments so she can see that I'm only making her do this because I love her so much. And I force people outside of their comfort zone because I know that it's good for them. So Stacy, would you go ahead and just share real quick in 2 minutes, just what it's been like for you as you got started with Plexus, because you're still so new?
Hey guys, I'm Stacey Dice. I got started with Plexus because I really wanted to try the products because I know that this many people cannot be this happy about it. So I, got started. Megan was very not pushy, but yeah, pushy. And I love the products. I love sharing it. And my secret is um I come at people like I would talk to them face to face, like, hey girl, guess what I'm doing, something like that. Or, if I'm really close to you, listen, heifer, you need to get on this plexus. So, I mean, it's been a whirlwind. And honestly, I'm going to share a little secret. My husband was very like anti, this is dumb. You're not going to do this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I will show you. I will show you. And I've been showing him. So,
I love that. Okay, when Stacy says that I was a little pushy, I am actually going to send, I asked her permission. I'm going to send you guys the video that I made and sent to her to get her to do plexus with me. I have never been that bold. I was very assertive or aggressive, however you want to say it. I was bold as all get out. And you guys, it worked because she said yes, but she didn't just jump on it. She ignored me for a while. And then she had every single block in the book about why she couldn't do it. And she's like, this is an excuse, but it is, blah, 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 all these kind of stuff. All that to say, you guys, I knew that she would be amazing at this and I was willing to fight for it. So now that you have these amazing VIPs, let's just give it up for Stacy real quick because we're so proud of her for sharing. I know it's very, very nerve wracking. Let me just read through, let me read through real quick just some of the wins that we've had because I think it's so important for you guys to see this. We had people who signed up their first VIPs. We had teams that were ranking up, people who were inviting to the challenge. First VIPs are doing their own like blitzes. We had people do lives. We had people who earned the cruise. We had people who had their first team member rank up. We have so many different things. You guys read through those comments. It is going to build your belief in what we're doing because so many people are winning. Okay. So we want to keep on winning. And the way that we do that is we have to take care of these VIP customers that are coming in. And I really just want to inspire you guys tonight, that yes, we're going to go through like different details about what to do, but at the end of the day, these details and these things, they are really important, but you have to do them from a place of inspiration. I don't want you guys to just go through a checklist and be like, well, I did all the things that Megan did, because if you don't do it in the right energy, you're not going to get the same results. Your energy matters. The way that you show up matters. And it doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to take more time. It just means that you have to be in the right space, right? You have to show up and be like, I'm excited about this. I'm excited for my new VIPs, instead of being like, oh gosh, what do I do now? I'm so overwhelmed. I'm so scared. I'm this, I'm that, I'm the other thing. You guys have fun with this. Be excited about this. Have the vision for where you want to be in your life in 1 year, 5 year, 10 years because of Plexus. And how that's going to happen is by you following these steps. Okay. So, just a little background on me. When we got started on these products, my husband had unexpectedly lost his job. Our kids were on Medicaid, and we had $100,000 in student loan debt hanging over our heads. We were not dreaming. We were not thinking about how great our future was going to be in 1 year, 5 year, 10 years. We had lost the ability to dream. Plexus gave that to us. That is one of the greatest gifts that Plexus has ever given us, is the ability to dream again. So I want you guys to think, as you're hearing about these tips and tricks and things to run your business, I want you to have in the back of your mind that vision about where you want to go to and where you want your life to be. Because now, fast forward all of that, we paid off that $100,000 in student loan debt in just 15 months. And we have now crossed off three of our dream boards. The things that were just up there, right? They are now our reality every single day. It's amazing to think about, but we didn't get there by accident. Okay. How many of you have ever just felt like, oh, I just got lucky? Have you ever felt that way? Like, one of the biggest lies that I told myself is that we got lucky to diamond. You guys, nobody gets lucky to diamond. We've been following the same system that I'm going to share with you for like 7 years now. Okay. We've been following the same thing. We came up with it, wrote it out when I was like gold, senior gold, and we've been following the same thing ever since. Nobody gets lucky. But we have these lies that get inside our head and they make us believe things that are not true. That's why it took almost 4 years. Took us 3 years after hitting diamond to decide that we were really going to go and build Phil's leg. We had around 68 points a year ago, and now he's at 1,300 points, almost emerald. Okay. But I didn't go after that because I had all of these doubts, all of these fears. Can I do it again? Did I just get lucky? And no, I didn't, because I'm following this exact system that I'm going to share with you guys tonight. And I'm telling you that it works if you do it in the right energy. Okay. I'm telling you that it does. And you can choose the speed, but the speed at which you go and do these things is going to depend on the speed of your business, right? We did that in about a year. And so it just really depends. And I want you guys to just really grasp onto this tonight, that it is about the like chew on the meat, spit out the bones. It's a phrase that Phil says a lot. Okay. Because some of the things that I say, you might be like, well, I would never do it that way, or I would never phrase it that way. Right. Like Stacy calls people heifers. I'm not going to call him a heifer, but that's who she is. And I think that's amazing. So some of the things that I'm going to say to you tonight, you might be like, well, I would never say it like that. But think about the principle. And I'm going to share some of the psychology around, or Phil might actually share that part, depending on if the kids are quiet. But we're going to share with you like the psychology behind why we're doing what we're doing, why these steps are important, and why the speed in which you do these steps are important. Okay. So I have a little graphic here. It has new VIP checklists on there. I will go ahead and drop it into the chat. It is nothing fancy. It's very, very basic. You can add some things to it if you would like. That's great. Make your own. Do it however you want. But when you get a new VIP, you want to add this new VIP to your closest jewel page. A lot of us have combined now into the Wellness Co. Add your new people in, right? Do a little welcome graphic, Put it in there. It doesn't have to be complicated. Just welcome them into our community. Okay. Get them. I like to refer to it as a community resource page. So I really like that verbiage. I have found that verbiage to be very successful. Again, say it however you want, but add them in and welcome them. And the way that you do that is you take a picture of them. You don't, and also don't ask them. You just do it. Okay. I remember when my mom added me into the page and I was not happy about it. I was like, I told you I was just going to take the products. Why are you adding me into this page? But you know what happened? Because she was being coachable by Alita and she added me into the page and I started seeing the success that other people were having. And I started seeing how much money they were making. And I started jumping on calls just like this. And I was curious. And people weren't inviting me to these calls. I was just jumping on and I was just listening. I was just hearing what was offered. And I loved what I was hearing. Okay. I loved the personal growth. I loved all of those things. So you might have people who are going to be creepers on the page. They're not actually creepers, but like they're not going to tell you that they're looking at all the posts. Those people could be your next diamond. But if you don't add them in, they never get the ability to scroll and look and have the additional resources and have people cheering them on. Like, raise your hand if the community is one of your favorite parts of Plexus. Exactly. Okay. Everyone has their video on. That's you. Everyone has their hand raised. Okay. This is important. We need people to be a part of the community. Okay. The next step that you need to do is that it doesn't necessarily matter the order. Okay. The goal is to do all of these things. If you can do them within 24 hours of somebody signing up, that's golden. I am not saying that I do this every single time within 24 hours. Okay. But that is the standard. That is the goal, right? Is to do that. Um, and when I'm on seasons, when I'm in like high momentum and doing the things, I can always look back and be like, that's because I was doing the things on the checklist with more urgency. Okay. Urgency doesn't mean chaos. Urgency just means that it's time sensitive. And the more time that you allow to lapse between doing these things, the longer that you are drawing out the growth of your business. So, do you want to have more growth more quickly? Then do these things with a sense of urgency. You can be calm and urgent at the same time. Okay. So you want to ask them to give you a shout out on Facebook. We have templates all over about how to do this. The shout out, this is not the end all be all. We're actually setting it up. I was just having a conversation with someone today. The setup for the first shout out is actually so that we can go back for the second one after they've been taking the products for a little bit and you're doing a product check-in and they're telling you how much they're loving them. And this is a really good follow-up for that. So you're kind of setting it up, right? But this is how I ask people for shout outs on Facebook. I let them know, I say, hey, all of my customers give me a shout out on Facebook. If I sent you over what to say, would you share it and tag me? This really helps support my business, right? Something along those lines. That's what I'm saying to people. And most of the time people are inclined to do it. Now, maybe they might delay a little bit. Some people might say, I absolutely do not want to share, yet until I have my results. And that's okay. You say, great, you're setting it up, right? Because then when you follow up with them and then you say that they're telling you all the things that you're loving, and you're like, remember when you said that if you loved it, you would share? Okay, great. Let's go ahead and put that on Facebook and then tag me. Like that's how we're setting it up. The psychology of it, right, guys? Here's the other thing. If you can get someone silver before they even get their products, their belief in this is sky high, right? They already have the money yeah, Alicia's like raising her hand. She's like, yeah, that was me, right? Like she's so bought into this. It's amazing. And so if you are getting that money in people's hands, they're going to be able to order their products for the next month. They have people who are accountability partners. If they start going through crazy detox, they are going to be more likely to stick with it because now they just got a great paycheck and they have other people who are doing it with them. So again, the psychology behind it is that we want to help people to be able to stay on the products longer. We want them to have a great experience with Plexus. With the shout out, again, this is not the end all be all. You can let them know, like if people aren't interacting, hey, listen, that's okay. You're helping my business. You're giving me a shout out and you're just letting people know that you're getting started, right? Like it's totally fine. And then you can also let them know, hey, if people comment, just put them in a chat with me and I'll help take over from there. Okay. So the other thing you want to do, you want to make sure that you are putting your new VIP customers into a group chat with your sponsor. Now, there are a lot of you who are high recruiters, you're great recruiters. You're like, I don't need my sponsor for recruiting. Okay, awesome. Well, you still need to add them into a three-way chat once this person has signed up if you're not adding them in before. And it's not because you don't know what you're doing. It is because third party validation is really essential. Again, we have the community. We want to be able to cheer them on. You want to put them in that three-way chat, right? If you're too nervous to ask for a shout out, you can have your sponsor ask them for a shout out. I do that all the time for people because they're too scared. And I'm like, hey, have you given so and so a shout out? And they're like, no. I'm like, oh my gosh, we have all of our customers do that. This is really going to help, right? Then they're hearing not only the person's story that they signed up with, but now they're hearing your story, right? This is just, we're helping to build belief in the products, in the community, in the business, in all of the things. So those three-way chats are great. If you want to increase it, do a phone call or a Zoom call. Kristen and I just did a quick three-way call today with one of her new customers. It was really simple. We didn't make it crazy long. We just called right through Messenger, so we didn't have to exchange all the phone numbers. Keep it simple, right? It's like the good, better, best. Like the three-way chat, that's good, right? The phone call and the Zoom, that's better and best, right? And so the more that we can connect with people, this is really going to help. So if you're like, I'm super independent, I don't want to involve anyone, I don't care about third party validation, it is going to be a longer road for you. And it is going to be a harder road for you, right? You can't do this business alone. Okay? That's why we have this community, we have the support, we have all of those things. So don't shy away from the three-way chats. They're really, really important. Okay. Another thing you guys want to make sure that you want to send them instructions on how to take the products. We have graphics that, go ahead and share that. This is the other thing. When you put them in that three-way chat, that person can then also help coach them on the products. Say they experience detox, say they need to tweak something. Now, your sponsor is going to be able to jump in there, right? But we don't refer to them as sponsor. Oh, please don't use that word when you're actually like telling someone, you're like, you just put them in and you say, hey, this is my friend Megan. She's been taking the products a lot longer than I have. I'd love for you to hear her story, right? Like just preface it with that. Please don't say, this is my sponsor. This is my upline. This is, oh gosh, don't say upline. Okay. Just like use very friendly words. We don't want to scare people away. We're friends. Okay. We're all friends here. So send them instructions on how to take the products, right? That's important. People need to know how to take their products. Yes, there are instructions on the bottles, but a lot of times we like to ease people into it. So that's really helpful. Okay. And you want to talk, next thing you want to talk to them about their subscriptions. Okay. You want to let them know about perk points. You want to make sure that they have a subscription on in case they don't. Like consistency is really important. The Plexus Perks, I feel like, gives us a great way to talk about consistency, talk about a subscription. And we're like, hey, when you're ordering and you're consistent, you get to try a free product. Also, we have a new to Plexus VIP call where we go over all of those things. It's 15 minutes. And so you just plug your people into that. It's very simple. Okay. That inviting them to that call, I do not have that on this graphic because when I made this graphic, we didn't have that call in place. Okay. But that's another really great thing that we want to start adding people into. Okay. Um, and you want to talk to them about finding accountability partners and about the referral bonuses. Don't shy away from that. Okay. Maybe they're adamant that they do not want to do this as a business. Well, that's great. Let's still help you find 3 friends as accountability partners, and let's get you $300 to help cover the cost of your products. A line that I think it was Genevieve that says this line, but it says, we never want finances to get in the way of your health goals. And so like we've even said, on our team, like we have a mission where we don't want people to have to pay for their products, right? We're here to help and serve them. And so that is something that's essential. Some of you are so scared to talk about the referral bonuses. Just offer it, right? Like we have this buffet, we get to offer it out to people about all of these things, and they can pick and choose it if they want to. But if you never offer it to people, they don't know what's there. Okay. So it is our job to just simply offer it, lay it back on the table, and then we can refer back to it at a later time, right? They're telling you that they're loving their products. I mean, how many of you said you were never going to do this business? Okay. Yep. I'm looking at you guys. You're like, I'm never going to share. I'm never going to do this. I'm laughing at Shannon because when she reached out to Brittany, she was like, but I don't have to sell this, right? Like I don't have to do that. And now Shannon's an amazing Ruby. So it's like, I mean, these things happen. It is most of our stories. But if Brittany hadn't offered these things, right? Shannon wouldn't even know what existed. And so this happens. This is part of it. And it's really important for you guys to be bold in this. Okay. The things on this checklist, you guys, they are not difficult. Did anyone feel like that was really difficult, what I just shared? Right? It's not difficult. It is simple. This business is not easy. I'm never going to say that it's easy. This business is simple. And where people get into trouble is they look at something like this checklist and they're like, maybe I'll do it, maybe I won't, right? Or they're like, I'm going to pick and choose which ones I'm going to do, and I'm not going to do all of them. Okay. When we start picking and choosing and doing things like that, it's not going to set you up for success. The more that you can follow, this is a very simple system for you guys to follow. Okay. It really is. And so I want you guys to be really, really successful in your businesses. I want to see you guys accomplish your wildest dreams. Okay. And part of that is you have to bring in new. Hey, babe, can you go get the kids?
Yes.
Okay. Thanks. Sorry. I can hear them. And so it's very distracting. Um, I want you guys to be really successful. How do you do that? Okay. You have to bring in new VIP customers. You have to take care of those VIP customers. You need to check in on them. You need to see how they're doing with their products. You need to pour belief into them. Okay. Sometimes you need to be really bold, like I was with Stacy, and make a video of yourself and send it to somebody. Okay. I just started doing things that were so far outside of my comfort zone because I was like, you know what? If we want to go emerald again, like we have to start doing really big, really bold things. And so for me, that was it. I was like, I'm going to start making videos and I'm going to start sending them out to people. And I am willing to look like a crazy person because it's okay. You guys, not everyone's going to understand what you're doing, right? But it's okay. But you need to be bold. Speak into people. Tell them why you think that they would be amazing at this. Make this so simple for them to follow that they don't even think that it's super crazy, right? It's like, okay, you're loving your products, you share, people are noticing your health changes, you get them connected into somebody. Like, we have to stop making it seem so complicated to be successful at this. It's really not, right? You bring in the VIPs, you take care of them, you share about the referral bonuses. Some people are going to take you up on it, some people are not going to take you up on it. But here's the thing. Successful people are willing to do what unsuccessful people are not. A lot of times the successful things, it can be boring. It can be like this list, like this little VIP checklist. And it's like, man, going through, checking off my list, doing that. But like I said at the beginning of the call, you cannot just go through this list and go through the motions and be like, okay, well, I connected them. I did this. I asked for that. I only asked for once for a shout out, or I only shared the referral once. Okay. Your sense of urgency is and your confidence is going to make a big difference into your new customers. I have seen times in my business where I have been really great about doing this list and I've been really good about being on top of it and I've done it with urgency. And there have been times where I have been more lackadaisical. I haven't gone through and followed it as well. And it makes a big difference. So who here is committed to doing the simple things to see success in their business? Who's here? Okay. There's so many new VIPs that are coming in for the cruise, right? You get retention credits just as much as if you were bringing in a new VIP. Okay. It is definitely easier to keep somebody than to bring in new people. Of course, we always want to be bringing in new people, right? But we really want to be taking care of those people that we have so that they are ordering month over month over month. Because if they're not doing that, you guys, they don't get to see the health victories, right? If people are not consistent, right, even in showing up for the business, then they don't get to see all of the beauty and the things that can unfold. I want you to feel so inspired about where you are heading that you are willing to do the things that are on this list that you're like, I'm going to follow it. Again, do it with your own flair, right? Chew on the meat, spit out the bones. If there's a certain way that you wouldn't phrase things, maybe you wouldn't call it a community resource page. Maybe you wouldn't do this, that, and the other thing. Find a way to make this work for you. If you're like, I want a different graphic, I want that, that's great. Do that. You want to add something else in? Go ahead. If you want to add in like your week 1, week 2, week 3 check ins onto it, awesome. Do that. Make it your own because we always want to be ourselves, right? We always want to be authentic. We want to be true to who we are. Talk to people how we normally talk because people are signing up because they want to be a part of this with you. So always be yourself, always add your own flair to it, and then just check in on how you are showing up, right? And if you need to take a deep breath for a second and say 3 things that you're grateful because your energy has dropped for a second, that's a little tip for you guys. All right. Gratitude, as my mom says, what does she call it? Bonus. What do you say? Extra credit. That's what she calls it. She calls it extra credit. Okay. This is your extra credit for the night. If you are feeling like you're a little bit drained or your energy is a little bit low, it is scientifically proven that gratitude and love is one of the highest forms of energy. They can actually measure the energy that is given off. So when you are in fear and doubt and all these things, the energy is very low. Okay. But when you are in love and you are in gratitude and all of those things, your energy, they can measure it, is higher. So if you're in a space and you're like, I need to get my work done and I need to snap out of whatever's going on right now. Okay, great. Say 3 things that you're grateful for. Go through the gratitude, increase your energy, and then start messaging people and doing this list based out of gratitude. You guys, it will change everything. I do that with my kids on the way to school. I make them say 3 things that they're grateful for every single morning. It turns everybody's attitude around. It just gets us into a good space because we are so grateful for this opportunity. You guys, it is like seriously the best thing that ever. I have no words for what this is, okay? The health, the finances, all of the things, it has radically changed our life. Plexus was never my dream job, but it has allowed me to live my dream. And I want that for every single one of you. However far you want to take this, we are cheering you on, and that's what we want to see for you. So hold on to that vision. Hold on to that dream of where you want to be and be willing to do the things day in, day out. Show up. You've got this. I will drop this into our chat. I am so excited for you guys. I can't wait to be on the cruise with all of you. It's going to be amazing. I love all of you. And remember, this business is simple and you can do this. So, you guys have a wonderful night. I love you all, and we'll see you next week.